Oh, oh, there I am. Oh, I also need a whoop. There we go. Totally not scuffed beginning to my stream, everybody. Trust me. Just absolutely the least scuffed beginning to one of my streams ever. You know. But hey, so I have some rockin' royalty-free sci-fi music on right now because I was having trouble finding my original music file, so we're doing this. What else is happening? What else is crack-lacking? There's a new thing right above me. As you can see, it's I have a donation goal. You can find my donation or like my tips in the bottom of my channel. You don't have to donate anything, but anything you do is highly appreciated, as it will be going towards getting a new layout for me, because as much as I like my current layout, it is not the most optimal design considering that I made it myself. So I would like to get something professionally made, which is why the goal is so high. If we don't accomplish the goal, it's no biggie. I'll still use the money that is donated to whatever I can for the layout. Like, you know, probably get maybe some music or, you know, stuff like that. But hey, you know what? Enough of that. Let's move on to what we're actually doing today. So the plan is to develop some mobile suits for basically I guess like a fan fiction, you can call it. You see, last night I had an idea while talking on on a Gundam Discord I'm a part of, that, you know, I had an idea for a sequel, I guess, to Gundam Age. So my whole plan is that we basically develop the mobile suits in the sequel series, because while there's going to be a lot of callbacks to previous Gundam Age mobile suits, such as like Adele's and stuff, there's going to be some new ones since it is, you know, further in the timeline. Yeah, so I'm also just double checking some stuff real quick. Yeah, let's just do it here. There we go. So yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. I just want to, you know, some shilling, some unshameless shilling. Yeah. So I'm gonna flop over to the screen now. There we go. Yeah. So this is our canvas. I can't draw at all. So this is primarily, hang on, I'm also gonna bump down the music just for my own sake. Most of this is probably gonna be actually me writing down my ideas and working alongside. So the first one that I think we should try to cover is let's do the age for Gundam, right? So basically in Age, there is a thing where there's like different age suits. So there's Age 1, Age 2, Age 3, and Age FX. And they're all basically developed using a special program called the Age. I don't remember what it's actually called. It's like the Age key. But basically it's a small thing. It's like a system that takes in data and produces either entirely new mobile suits, weapons, or what is called wares, which is basically just a system where the Age suits swap out their limbs in order to accommodate for different situations. So for instance, the Age 1 has like the Age 1 Titus, Sparrow, think that's actually the only ones that appear. Either way, basically those are meant for different things. So like the Titus, for instance, the Age 1 Titus is for heavily armored suits that are susceptible to melee damage. So like the Titus is like covered in like beam spikes and like has here, let me just get a picture. Instead of just trying to describe what the Age 1 Titus looks like, let me just get a picture of the Age 1 Titus real quick. So you guys get like an example of what I'm talking about, what I mean by wares, right? So, no, I'm just also gonna get a picture of the, like, just the ages, like the Age 1 and the Age 1 Titus, so you guys can see what I mean by the different wares. Because while we are doing the Age 4 Gundam, I would like to develop some of the wares as well. I'll probably develop some name for them. Go, and then let's get the one, just the no Age. There we go, all the way over here. Maybe. Why can't I? You know how it is sometimes. Boop. Boop. Sure, there we go. So now we can see properly what I'm talking about. Let's get my images up so we can pull it up. Pictures. So this is the Age 1, right? And then this is the Age 1 Titus when I actually pull up the picture. So yeah, this is one right here is the Age 1, and this is the Age 1 Titus. Let me just kind of blow it up so it's actually, yeah, like proper scale with each other so you guys can kind of see what it's like. So yeah, this is these are the different ages, right? Well, age wares, which is one thing that we should try to develop in this whole live stream. So like, basically, like, you know, as I said, the difference is that these are for like this one, right? The Age 1 Titus. This is for close combat, right? So it as you can see, is covered in beam emitters. On the shoulders, knees, and the arms can actually extend slightly to have another beam emitter. While this one is just the stock standard, I would say stereotypical looking Gundam. So yeah, that's what I mean by like wares and stuff. And of course, as I said, this is these are the Age 1. So most likely when we're actually developing the Age 4, it's going to be a little bit different. Particularly, I want the Age 4 to be reminiscent of the Unicorn Gundam from the Universal Century, because the Age 1 is not Age 1, Age 4. Let me restart real quick. The Age as a show is actually a retelling of Gundam, like the Gundam franchise, right? So like Age 1, that's supposed to be the Arc 78. Age 2, that whole plot line, that's gonna be that's Zeta Gundam. Age 3, that is Double Zeta, and kind of at the very end, it is Shaw's counterattack with the FX, particularly with the FX. So the Age 4 is probably going to be more along the lines of the Unicorn Gundam, because that is the next in like the main timeline for major Gundam events. Particularly the Age 4 is the reason why Zeon doesn't not Age 4, but the Unicorn doesn't really exist. Like Zeon doesn't really exist anymore after Unicorn Gundam. Like it did to a small capacity, but certainly never to the same heights as it was, like with Shaw Aznable and like the Neo Zeon movements. So let's actually work on the story first, right? I feel like that's a good idea. So the story. So because once we get the story down, I think the Age 4 as well as the other mobile suits can probably come a little bit easier since we are knowing what we are working with. So what I am operating under is let's see, what's the word? So in Age, there is a family tree known as the Asuno family. They're the ones who pilot the Gundams up until the very end. So I think to kind of keep with the unicorn vibe, the Asuno family is now missing. They are either passed. Oh, like no. Let's fix this. The main Asuno family, Semu and Kyo, because those are the two that remain after the first guy passes away from old age. Kyo have passed away or gone missing, taking their passed away or gone missing. Specifically, Asumu has passed from old age, and Kyo has gone missing and took the age effects with him when he did leave. There we go. And let me just fix the spacing. I like writing in double space. It just helps me read a bit better. My optical sensors sometimes just get it lost when the words are a little too close together, which is one reason why I'm doing double space. So let's fucking do this, babes. Words. I'm also making sure the words are good. Not the words, the stream. I mean, the stream is part of my words. It's close enough, right? Close enough, close enough. Close enough for jazz. Just gotta make sure everything's double spaced. There we go. He did leave. So there's two sides to this whole story. There is the Earth Federation and the Vegan. And the Vegan started the whole war with Earth because there were Martian colonists that felt abandoned by the Earth Federation. So that's why the whole war was happening in Age. I think the war as a whole is over. Like, Vegan has actually been reincorporated into the Earth Federation. But there's still like extremist groups, right? After all, the main war in Age lasted for like 80 years, right? It lasted for a really long time, like just a absolutely monstrous amount of time. So let's say that what's it called? Hang on, I'm looking some stuff up. Mainly, I have an idea that basically the whole beginning of the story takes place in a colony that both the Vegan and the Earth Federation populate as like an attempt to kind of bridge the populations and the cultures together. Which of course is a little pretentious, but overall I think it probably would be pretty good. Let's see, Flit Asuno. He's the original Age guy, and he died. Uvan. He was from Uvan Colony, which was the first colony attacked by the Vegan in the beginning of the war. So, my idea is beginning place on New Oven, colony comprised of both vegan and Federation citizens in an attempt to cross the bridge and meld two cultures together. Oh, let's also put in time period. So this takes place 20 years after the end of the war, long enough for an entire generation to be born and forget the scars left behind. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it, babes. We're doing it. All right. Together. I think that works for me. All like 20 years. Yeah, 20 years, like, you know, right after the war. 20-year-olds right after the war don't remember the war, right? They were born right at the end. So lines between them have blurry, yet still a lot of friction remains, especially with choose the go. So we also have to come up with a. I also had it. Well, we don't have to come up. I had an idea for the not one of the antagonist groups, right? Because my whole idea is that the main character will actually kind of forge their own side, kind of like what happened in Unicorn Gundam with Banagher and Lynx choosing to be on one side over the not one side, basically choosing to be on his own side and ultimately making a group of people of both Xeon and Federation descent. But in the meantime, so my idea is that a remnant battle group known as Neo-Vegans has begun to attack like military bases, colonies, right? So there you go, right? Colonies. Easy. Clean both. Since what is this music? This is probably the most whiplash music I've ever heard in my life. Like, let's get a different playlist rocking. There we go. Let's just listen to this rather than that weird drone and music. That was so weird. That was so weird, gamers. Alright. I don't want no ads. There we go. This should be royalty free. Hopefully it's royalty free. If not, well that sure does suck, gamers. I'm sorry. Let me turn up the music a tiny bit so y'all can hear. There we go. Alright. So, let's continue. So the Federation citizens, the Federation has acquired the original age device used to create the age 1, 2, 3, and Text from an unknown benefactor. There we go. Benefactor. And when they discover the blueprints for an entirely new plotted production. There we go. So a lot of the stream, as you can tell, will be me writing this stuff down. But you know, it is what it is. I am enjoying myself. If y'all also have any constructive criticism or just want to let us know to do stuff, or like let me know to do stuff, or have questions, or just want to talk in general while I write, that's also totally a vibe. I don't mind at all. I hope you all will enjoy. I'm also just checking some stuff. Ouch. Heck yeah, gamers. Okay. Or Gundam. All other two that the device is sealed away. I cannot be. There we go. Even with multiple attempts to hack into it. There we go. Yeah. Begins to be tested and new open in secret. There you go. Also, let me just, you know, do some stuff real quick. The heading age Illis Gundam, which is going to be an antagonist mobile suit, and the Arch, which is just a mass-produced age 3 Gundam, but you know, it should have its own little thing, because we're going to be designing the specifications for this little thing, our little buddy, our little friend. So yeah. Yeah. On its first launch, attacked by Neo, Vegan, and the So, okay, actually, I don't know who the main character is. I've not really thought about the main character at all. I don't even have a name for him or her. So that's actually going to be something that we could probably work on. Yeah, just making some characters too, right? Like the pilots. The main character essentially steals the age, or in order to defend Oven from Neo Vagan, and doing so they encounter the ageless Gundam, which appears to be a rebuilt Legolas Gundam. Leg age built in, well, where we go. So yeah, that's my idea for the basically the beginning, right? So just to recap what we've written down, right? We have the main Asunu family. So at that point, it'd be Asemu and Kyo would have passed away or gone missing. Specifically, Asemu passed away from old age because in the 20 years he'd be like 80, and he's also gone through a lot of strain. Like I'm talking about like kind of like a surprising amount of strain on his body. And then Kyo went and took the Age FX and has gone missing. The story takes place 20 years at the end of the war, long enough for an entire generation to be born, but also and almost forget the scars left behind from the war. It will take the beginning at least will take place in New Oven, a colony built by both Vegan and Federation citizens in attempts to kind of combine them and prevent hatred. Yeah, there's still a lot of friction that remains between the two, even though a lot of the lines have been especially blurred. Then a remnant battle group known as Neo-Vegan has begun to attack military bases, ships, colonies, and other things, raising tension between both Vegan and Federation citizens. The Federation has acquired the original Age device mysteriously, which, once again, the Age device was the thing that created the Age 1, 2, 3, and FX Gundams from an unknown benefactor. But when the data was applied, they discovered the blueprints for an entirely new mobile suit, and everything else was locked away, and they could not access it through even hacking. But the Age 4 basically began testing in New Oven in secret. On its first launch and test, the New Oven colony was attacked by Neo-Vegan. The main character, who I don't have a name for or even really any details about, essentially steals the Age 4 in order to defend New Oven from the Neo-Vegan. When doing so, they also encounter the Ageless Gundam, which appears to be a rebuilt Legolas Gundam with a bootleg Age system built in, as well as a wear system. So basically, also to slightly describe what the Legolas Gundam is. Legolas Gundam is a Vegan mobile suit that was a reverse engineered Age 3. And it was actually pretty good, all things considered. Like, almost shockingly good. But ultimately it didn't really succeed. So here are the 3 mobile suits we have to work on, at least. Getting like the details, probably like a basic description. I can't draw, like I said, so I won't be drawing these, but hopefully I'll get the descriptions down so I can actually write what they look like, as well as like different specifications such as like weapons, crew size, if they even have a crew size, like more than one crew size, stuff like that. Same with the Ageless Gundam and the Arch. I think the Arch will have 2 pilots because that's actually how it was with the Age 2. Age 2 had 2 pilots, not Age 2. Age 3 Gundam had 2 pilots. So the Arch will probably have two pilots. Words. Also just gonna write down any of the new quote-unquote suits, such as the Genoace 3 and the Blanche. That's title, not a header. Blanche 2. Yeah. So yeah, these are all the mobile suits. What do y'all think? I think we should try to also work on some of the characters, because I don't actually have any of the characters, and that I think is a little bit of an issue, because I don't actually have a character. Also, remind everybody on Twitter. Characters as large events that will take place in this Gundam story I have come up with. There we go. So my idea is we probably can bang out the Genoese 3 and the Clanch 2 pretty quickly, because the Clanch 2 and the Genoese, let's see, Genoese O custom. The Genoese is just probably going to be a customized, not customized. It's probably going to be directly a recolor of the O custom, which is this mobile suit right here. There we go. The Genoese 3 is just gonna be recolored this, because this is a custom Genoese for the Diva Squad, which is why it's also super blue. It was originally piloted by Albright Lorraine, but as you can see, it's probably just gonna be a mass-produced mobile suit at that point, because that's actually kind of how the development history goes for the Genoeses. The Genoese 2 is just a customized Genoese 1. So it makes sense that the Genoese 3 is just going to be a customized Genoese 2. Same with the Clanch, which the Clanch 2 this is going to be a Clanch custom, which has details similar to the Age 2 double bullet. Go. So yeah, I mean, I don't really need to write down descriptions because we actually have the how they look right here, as you can tell. But by the way, I got all these images from the Gundam wiki. So these two are banged out pretty quickly. These three we're probably gonna actually have to put a little more elbow grease into, because we're working from basically no actual frame of reference, where we're purely freestyling. We are wilding and freestyling up in here. So let's do some pilot stuff, right? So let's just go like adding pilots. Oh. Okay, whatever. Alright. Details. Man, I don't know. Boy or girl. I don't know what to think here. Yeah, words. Let me go get some coolant real quick. That could probably help me out. I'll be right back, gamers. Alright, gamers, I'm back. For real this time. For realsies. For reals. For reals. And beals. And teals. Alright. So, the pilot. I got some nice coolant. Specifically I have Orange Crush. Which I know isn't isn't water, but hey, you know what? You know what, man? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm drinking the coolant. Gamers. Alright. Let's see. So the pilot, man, does it really matter if they're a boy or a girl? Because I mean, they're not even part of the Asuma family. Traditionally, Gundam characters, or main characters, Gundam pilots, the original, like the main Gundam pilots, are boys. But because this is basically going to be just a giant fan fiction, I don't see why we shouldn't extend the scope of our horizons. Right? Why not extend a little bit, see what we can see what's out there, as in let's make the character a girl, right? Let's just go sex gender male, age. Most Gundam pilots, I think Kyo was like the youngest Gundam pilot like ever made. Let me double check that real quick. I think Kyo was like the youngest Gundam pilot. At least he looked young as heck. Let's see. Flit was 14 when he piloted the Gundam. Kyo was 13. Oh no, wait, hang on. It shouldn't be 50. Okay, no, Kyo actually does appear when he's like 50 years old. Forgot about that. Ah, whatever. Let's just say he went missing for a little bit. Took the Gundams with him. Hello, solo host. Yeah. The Kyo looks like he is the youngest Gundam pilot, because Flit was like 14, and so that makes Kyo's Flit's grandson is the youngest Gundam pilot. Because I know Asuma was like 15 or 16 when he became a pilot. Also couldn't take a notice of coolant. But yeah, hello, welcome, solo host. So basically, to catch you up to speed, what is going to be, I am working on a story that is correct. Basically, I am making a Gundam fanfiction. A Gundam fanfiction that takes place after... No. Age 4. Age 4 is the name of the mobile suit. So, like, this takes place in the Gundam Age timeline, which is called the Advanced Generation. And the mobile suits are named like the Age Gundams, like Age 1, 2, 3, and the Age FX, which probably will help. Yes, exactly. Although the names are like the numbers of like units, right? So like / like the actual generation, so like the age Age 1 is like the first generation of war, Age 2 Gundam is the second generation, and the Age 3 is the third generation, and Age 4 is going to be the fourth generation, although it's not actually, the main character is not going to be part of the main like family tree of the Age Gundam pilots. Because I don't want them to be. Simple as that. Oh man, my character was just having a seizure there. I was taking a little sip of coolant, and my OBS did not like me taking a little sippy sip. So yeah, like, you know, we're just basically working on developing some things like the actual mobile suits, the story, pilots, stuff like that. Specifying, like, you know, I'm gonna make it so there's like Genoese Mark IIIs, which are just these guys, because that's actually the development history of the Genoese. Is that the Genoese development history is literally just the custom Genoeses becoming mass produced. And the Genoese 2 is a customized Genoese 1. Yeah, don't worry about it. Basically, I'm just working on fleshing out story aspects. These pictures are just pre-made ones. Yeah, you know, that's totally fine, you know? Don't even sweat it, right? Basically, imagine the military for like Genoese 3, right? Imagine the military basically deciding to let a soldier customize a plane, and then they mass produce the customized plane, right? Like, let's say like the A10, like the A10 Warthog, right? The A10 Warthog. Some guy decides to place, I don't know, both of the engines with more advanced engines, and also having a minigun. They also have 2 rocket launchers, something like that, right? And then basically the military goes, oh yeah, that's gonna be the new mass-produced model of the A10 Warthog, like the A10-2 or something. That's basically what the Genoese is, because the Genoese, its development tree is just pilots customizing the Genoese, and the military being like, yeah, we're gonna develop this. We're gonna make this the standard mobile suit. So the Genoese 3 is just this mobile suit, which is called the Genoese O Custom. And then the Clanch 2 is just this, which can transform, by the way. I will also include the transformed mode. I feel like that's a good idea. Alright, that feels like a smarticle's ideas. Boom. There we go. Transformed. Absolutely fear-inducing, some might even say. But, yeah. So, this is the story so far that I actually have come up with, since you're a little out of the loop. Basically, the main family, because the Gundam pilots in Gundam Age used to be all part of one family tree. The main Asino family, so that being like the Gundam pilots, have passed away or they've gone missing. I'm gonna actually bump that up to 50 years. Alright. I'm also gonna take a sip of coolant again. Also, Gundam Wing is pretty good. I feel like Gundam Wing's biggest issue is that there is no threat, because you know, at least when they're not fighting another Gundam, that they're gonna be like safe. They're gonna be completely safe, right? Because like the Leos, which are the main cannon fodder of Gundam Wing, are just they're basically made out of paper mache. They just get wrecked super quickly, right? So it's just like whatever, you know. Words. So basically, what happens in the story to start out the story, the main Osaneo family has gone missing, and Kyo, who's the main pilot of the HFX, such the H3, the H3 was destroyed, so it doesn't count. He stole them. The beginning of the story takes place on a colony, which is basically a giant tube full of people in space, called New Oven, or both sides of the previous war, which is called Vegan and Federation. For simplicity's sake, Vegan are Martians, so both Martian and Earthens, Terrans, I don't know. Citizens are like intermingling. There's friction. There's also basically a terrorist group known as the Neo-Vagans, who are like attacking military bases. Federation makes the H4, gets to test it in New Omen. And on the first launch and test of the H4, Neo-Vagan attacks them. The main character steals the H4 and fights off Neo-Vagan from Neo-Vagan, while also encountering the Aegis Gundam, which appears to be the rebuilt antagonist Gundam from the last series. I'm making the character right now, the main character, the pilot. I don't really know anything about them. I was really, honestly, being a little too busy thinking about the mobile suits involved, not the actual pilots. So I think I'm actually gonna ask y'all for some help here, because I don't really know what I want the main character to be like. Just because I want it to be a little different, and because most Gundam pilots are male, I decided that I would like the main character to be female. I'm gonna say they're like 17, 18, so that way they're like adults. Compared to the literal child that was piloting one of the strongest mobile suits in human history. Yeah. Yeah, words. Aha, gamers. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna probably get y'all to assist me in creating the pilots. Probably the H4 pilot's probably gonna do more. I have kind of ideas on what the Ageless pilot is gonna be like. Let's just do description, beliefs. Yeah, that's kind of good enough, right? Ageless Gundam. Ow. 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 Right? So, pilots. That's a heading 2. This is heading 3. Let me fix that. Formatting is important, gamers. Pilots. The sex, male, age 20s-ish. Description, Zayhart. He's I'm gonna call them Zayhartkins. So there's a trope in Gundam known as what's it called? They're called Shaw clones. So they're like, basically what a Shaw clone is that they are a ace pilot who wears a mask, and they usually pilot a red mobile suit, and they are also part of the enemy army. And in the Universal Century, which is the main Gundam timeline, the Char clones are an actual thing. Actually, it's not just a trope. There's some people in the Universal Century who are cloned Char Aznables, such as Full Frontal. Which is, yes, that is his actual name. Full Frontal is his actual name. It is just as dumb as you might believe, gamers. So I think for the sake of the story purpose, I think I'm gonna name, or like, I'm gonna say that these are going to be Zehartkin, because I don't imagine they're actually gonna be close. Plus, like, that's more accurate to what Char clones are, because when they say Char clones, it means someone who kind of looks like Char, basically got Char's memories, and had a little more facial reconstruction surgery to make him look like Char Aznavold more. So I'm gonna say right off the bat, Zehartkin. Yeah, let me get a picture of Zahart so we can see, so we know what we're talking about here. Right, so this guy's gonna probably look pretty much like this. Yeah, Zahart kid. So he's probably gonna just pretty much look like this character right here. This is Zahart in his mask, at least. And since Full Frontal actually rarely removes his mask in Gundam Unicorn, which is what this fourth sequel thing is going to be based on, since Age is kind of a retelling of the Universal Century, the Zehartkin is probably not going to be taking off his mask at all. So, you know, tall, tan skin, silver hair, silver purple, lavender. I would call that lavender hair. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a little sip of Colante. Boom, gamers. Did it, gamers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm lacking the direction. I'm lacking this direction. So his beliefs are probably pretty simple. I got a hair in my mouth. What should his name be? What is Zehart's full name? Right? It could be something stupid like Full Frontal, but it could also just be his full, like, just Zahart. Zahart Gillette. Alright, here's my idea for the name, right? Razor. No, that's kind of edgy. But then again, Full Frontal as a name is super edgy, so maybe going overly edgy with the name is a good idea. So my original idea was naming him Razor. Gillette. Zahart. Man, names are hard. I hate coming up with names because I always want to make names that like mean something. But Gundam sometimes just makes nonsense names, so even if it's like pronounceable, it's like a miracle, honestly. Yeah. Razor single. Let's go with Razor single. For now, at least. So your heart can probably a bit shorter hair. Different mask and helmet. There we go. Alright, beliefs. He believes that vegan should rule over Earth and out the Earth. And the calculation of the vegan government was a fake. Yo. No, not vegans, vegans. He... Uh-oh. Sorry if you're hearing boofs. Boofs and borks. Boofing and borkins in the backgrounds. That's my dog. My dog is boofins. Boofins and borkins. God, why does it keep... I want everything to be double spaced because it makes it easier. There we go. Begins mistake. He will stop at nothing to reignite the war and ensure vegans are on top. As a devil figure, which is ironic because in fact I am the Gundam. Ageless Gundam. There we go. Alright. So at least that's one character, basically. Yeah, man. Yeah, gamers. We're doing it. All right. Yeah, sorry, I had some moment to basically like buffer what I was thinking. So yeah, Ageless Gundam. He is also the commander of Neo Vegan, and most people will respond to him, even though he is quite brutal with his command style. Let's cranked to 11 and warped in perception. Not be reasoned with easily, unlike Zayhart, who listened and at times actually showed signs of insurrection, because he listened to the opposing side and considered that. There we go. He is the second coming of Zayhart. As also appear in the front line and human start raids on ships, colonies, or military bases. And Ace and X rounder because his elite skills. There you go. Because of his elite skills, he's considered an ace. Yeah, he's an ace, and thus he's elite. Also, make sure I'm just gonna double check to make sure I'm actually spelling everything correctly. Oh, it's Galette. There we go. So that's at least one pilot, right? Razor Single. I'm gonna change his name, that's dumb. Let's keep Razor. What name's Galette originating from? Galette name origin, I guess. French. It's French. Galette. Galette's a type of cake, I guess. It's in. Galette is a name of a family and a cake, I guess, like a type. Oh, more like a pastry, like a flatbread thing. What? I could name him Razor Crepe. I'm just gonna make a French name generator. Nothing like fantasy name generator, am I right, gamers? Let's do Razor Kaplan. Kaplan, there we go. Last name, accomplished. Accomplished. There we go, we did it. This is his name, this is Razor Kaplan. Pretty easy to describe at least because of the fact that he's a Zayhart kid, which basically, I'm imagining he's basically genetically engineered to resemble Zayharts. Which is why I'm just using this reference, because it's basically, this is gonna be the same thing. And we got the Clanches, and we got the Genoases. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it, gamers. Gamers. Now, okay, so this is gonna be a bit more of a difficult one. The pilot for the Age 4. As I said, I want her to be a girl purely because of the fact that Gundam pilots aren't really girls, and I think it would be interesting to have a girl pilot. Yeah. Description. Man, I wish I just had a random like NPC generator. Yeah, I'm gonna. should I bother Orion? It's like, hey Orion, join me so we can use your character generator, so I don't have to think about what they look like. I'm kind of tempted to do that, honestly, just because, just to get it out of the way, you know. Let's think. Description. This is, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking do a character generator, man. Who fucking cares? It's gonna be a cringy fucking video game. Not video game, but you know, fanfiction. Human generator. human NPC generator. Alright, race. Human. A male. Generate. Alright. She has long, wavy, dyed black. Let's just say black hair. Black hair, shaved on both sides with brown eyes. She is pale. I'm basically making a goth. I just realized this generator made a goth. Whatever, let's just fucking do it. Oh, we should also include history. History. That makes sense to me, including the history. Histories. Alright. She's pale. Oh wow, this made her short as heck. She stands 160 centimeters, 5'2", tall, and has a beefy build. I guess it means that she's muscular. Ah! Speaking of Gundam, I just knocked over my Dagger L model kit. I'm just gonna tuck that behind myself. She has a square, slightly ordinary. I'm gonna put quotation marks. Slightly ordinary face. I don't know what that means. A slightly ordinary face. What is that? What is that supposed to mean? Right? Like, what is it? What does slightly ordinary face entail? Get over my pain. My pains. Go. Yeah, so she believes. What does she believe in? She believes that there is truth inside of a story and that peace can be achieved because she herself is half vegan and half human. Well, not human, half earthoid. Gundam term. I don't know what they call them. Humans. Not humans. I don't know what they call Earthborn humans in Gundam Age. So I'm just gonna name them Earthoids because that is what most other Gundam franchises call them. Half vegan, half Earthoid. She enrolled in the military to prove that belief on as the part of a federal mobile suit squad. There we go. Yeah, we're kind of cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking here. It's pretty good. Now I'm just gonna let's just confirm 19. Right? firmly an adult. Because I feel like Gundam pilots should be adults. She was trained with a no way. That's part of her history. This is kind of all history stuff. She does not like dealing in absolutes and will always try to a way to resolve conflict, be it personally, in her social square, or attempts at dealing larger as groups, town-based tensions. There we go. She is herself part of the military. She does not like killing and will try to disable a mobile suit if and whenever possible. There we go, bangers. Bangers all around. Still don't have a name for her though. Let's see what the generator said. Kedney Cloudfang. That is a name? I'm gonna generate some more. What is these names? Why are these names? What is the why? Why are these names? Velma Cloudfang, Mary Caskbow? What the heck? Duststone is actually not that bad of a last name. Faye. That's actually a pretty solid name. Not gonna lie. I like the name. I'm gonna use that one. Faye Sharser. There we go. Faye Chaucer. Chaucer. How do you pronounce that name? Man, imagine not being able to pronounce your own character's last name. It's gonna be me, as in it is actively me right now. I don't know what I'm. I don't know how to pronounce my own character's names. I'm gonna make I'm gonna post a haha funny on the twitter.com real quick. So don't y'all love when you can't pronounce your own characters' names? Boom, done. We did it. We did it, gamers. Got him. All right. So let's see. History. So she comes from a family that is one of the very few that is both Vidian and Earthoid in origin. She was born and raised on Hang on 1 second. She was born and raised on New Oven and has remained there until she joined the military under the Mobile Suit Program. Was trained in a general race, but was later created to a general race 2. She is part of the garrison force in New Oven. She has heard and pursued. She has heard and chased after rumors involving a Gundam being produced and tested in New Oven, even though it is supposed to be secret. To a small but unconfirmed information breach. He idolizes the Asino family and wishes to pilot Gundam at some point in her life, even though none have been officially not officially, publicly produced since the end of the war with the Age FX. There we go. Boom. That's her history. That's Faye's history right there. Pretty simple. She comes from a family that is that was very few that are both vegan and Ethnoid in origin. She was born and raised on New Oven, as remained there until she joined the military under the Mobile Suit program. She was trained in a Genoist, but later upgraded to Genoist 2, where she is part of the Gessen Force in New Oven. She has heard and chased after rumors involving a Gundam being produced and tested in New Oven due to a small but unconfirmed information breach. She idolizes the Asino family and wishes to pilot a Gundam at some point in her life, even though not been publicly produced since the end of the war with the HFX. Boom! Words! We're doing it, gamers! I wish I could draw, but you know, like I said, we're having to resolve to the theater of the mind. So we got the two main characters, I guess you can call them. We got Faye, which is the Age 4 Gundam pilot, and then we got Razor Kaplan as the ageless. Actually, no, that's kind of how it sounds, isn't it? The ageless Gundam, who's the antagonist Mobile Suit. And then we also got these two dinky boys, which is just the Genoese and Clanch, but you know, whatever. So let's come up. So here's the fun part. Here's where we start producing some weapons and like armor and mechanical details. You know what I mean, gamers? I'm excited about this part because I'm a huge nerd and I love doing stuff like this. So, 2, equipment. Make sure everything's doubled. Equipment. Let's see what the Age 3 has, right? I feel like that's a good base to go off of, the Age 3. Because the Gundams, like in Gundam Age at least, the Gundams kind of like build on each other. So like the Age 1 has a Dodds rifle, which is basically just a word for a fancy rifle. The Age 2 has the Hyper Dodds rifle, and then later developed some other guns. Sorry about that. The Age 3 has the Sigmaxis rifle and the Ballistia cannons, which is basically big guns. Just some big juicy guns. Yeah, just some big guns, some big tasty succulent guns. Sorry, I was also just looking at something. Let's see. I have an idea. All right, so we got the Age. Looking at the different Age wares as well. So like we've got the Age Maxis cannons. Yeah, the Age 3 just pretty much only uses the Sigmaxis cannons. So what my idea is that our Sigmaxis cannon, right? The Age 4 has a Sigmaxis cannon. Because technically that is actually the strongest cannon or beam gun that was developed up until that point. But the original Sigmax's cannon is actually like a underarmed, big, beefy pew pew, for lack of a better word. Like, here, let me just get a picture. Right? We can just get a picture. That would be a lot better than doing whatever I'm doing right now, trying to explain. Alright, so I'm moving this slightly to the side. Can I just drag and drop a picture? Can I just... Yes. Alright. Right? Oh no! Ads! Why? No! Okay, this is me messing up, gamers. That was me messing up. Cool. What if I do this? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Let me just flipping. I'm gonna just save this image, right? Whatever, it's all good. We're grooving. We're grooving here. We're grooving. Oop. Yeah, I was also seen OBS for just a second, but you know what? It is what it is. So, image. Sigmaxis rifle. Maxis. Sigmaxis. The Sigmaxis rifle. This is what the Sigmaxis rifle looks like. Alright, so basically, you know, we got your stock standard big goon. Got your big goon here that is held upside down. Basically, like you just hold it from the top here where like the handle is, and then it's like slung underneath the arm. So my idea is that the Sigmaxis rifle, we can still use the Sigmaxis rifle, but because it's also 50 years in the future, I hope at least some sort of technological development occurred. So what I'm thinking is that the Sigmaxis rifle is now compact, right? It is compressed, right? Back down to like the size of a normal rifle. But only the H4 really has the compact Sigmaxis rifle. So I think we're actually gonna call it that, right? Let's make this head in 3 compact Sigmaxis rifle. Or sub? What's a... I guess a sub would make sense, right? Because like a submachine gun is just like a smaller machine gun. I don't know. Sub Sigmaxis. Submaxis. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals here. Was staring me in the face all along. Just call it the Submaxis rifle. It's just that's so simple yet so brilliant. Submaxis rifle. This Submaxis rifle is a compressed version of a Sigmaxis rifle used by the Age 3 Gundam, and while being smaller than the original Sigmaxis rifles, the power output is the exact same. If not higher. There we go. So yeah, I guess to read the description of the Sigmaxis rifle, right? Sigmaxis rifle is a large handheld beam cannon developed from the Diva Photon Blaster Cannon. Despite being a scaled-down version, it can still destroy multiple Vagabond mobile suits in one shot and counter enemy units until beam cannon shots. And counter enemy unit beam cannon shots. When not in use, it can be stored on the back of the Age 3. It can counter most beam rifle and cannon shots, and when not in use, it can be stored on age 4. Well, not age 3, age 4. Being the smaller version of the Sigmax rifle, that being the photon blaster cannon from the Diva. Does not use any of the power that the original Axis cannons have. Just and cannon shots, and as punch through multiple mobile suits in one shot. When not in use, it will be stored on the age 4 Gundam. Yeah. Ah. All right. So we'll get in there, right? Man, I wish I could draw it, but I imagine it's still very square, like the original Sigmax's rifle is, because the original Sigmax's rifle is very square and rectangular. So I imagine it definitely has that vibe to it still, being kind of I almost imagine like a. Sorry, I'm yawning a bunch right now. I almost like imagine like the very similar look to like a heavier laser rifle from Fallout. You know, like that very square, but yet like compact look to a gun. And of course, it's just gonna make a big old pew noise when it's shot because it's the Submax's rifle. Comes with a shield. Has a shield. Nothing too fancy. Shield. It's a shield. There we go. Nothing fancy. It's a shield. Right? It's a shield. So the Submaxis, yeah. Beam sabers. It also has some beam. Has some beam sabers. Beam sabers. Or what's since I'm basing this on multiple things, let's see what the unicorn beam sabers are like. Are they anything special? Unicorn beam sabers. I don't imagine they're anything special. I think they're just normal beam sabers. Oh, okay. They can be used as beam tomfas. Let's see. Beam sabers. Four beam sabers total are stored on the age 4, 2 within the forearms of the mobile suit, and 2 on the back. Boom! Boom! Not 2 on the back. Because interestingly enough, actually, the age suits don't store beam sabers on the back of their mobile suits. They store them like mostly on the hips. Like man, my God, I'm so yawny. I'm sorry, everybody. Like they store the beam sabers on the hips within the side skirts. So the other two probably would be in the side skirts, honestly. So 2 on the side skirts. The side skirts. There we go. Hello, RCB. Like the Mach 2, huh? Not quite. The Mach 2, for one, the Mach 2 still has its beam sabers on its back. More like the Age Gundam. Like since these are these are supposed to be the Age Gundams. It makes sense that they are stored on the side skirt still. Yeah, beam sabers, not the beam guns. The Sub-Maxus rifle is the beam rifle of the Age 4. Although the Sub-Maxus rifle technically isn't a beam gun, it is a photon blaster cannon. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, welcome RCB. You have clearly missed a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit of stuff. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you. But yeah, you missed a tiny bit of stuff. So we are working on. I had an idea for basically like I guess like a Gundam fan fiction the other night, and I thought that we can try to work on this together because whatever, you know, I want to work on it with you guys because I like talking about Gundam, and this is the perfect opportunity to talk about Gundam. So we have 3 original mobile suits. We have the Age 4 Gundam, which does not exist. We have the Ageless Gundam, which does not exist. And we have the Arch, which does not exist. And then we have the Age 3, not the Age 3, the Genoese 3 and the Clanch 2, which are basically just these customized mobile suits turned into like this mass production versions, because that's just how the Earth Federation produces mobile suits in this series. When I say that, they literally just take, yeah, so to explain a little bit, the Genoese 2 RCB, the Genoese 2 is legitimately just a customized Genoese 1. And originally it was a custom Genoese 1 that was mass produced. So I thought the Genoese 3 could be this custom of a Genoese 2 that was mass produced. And that also carried over to the Clanch 2, because this is a customized Clanch that will be mass produced as the Clanch 2. And then the Arch is going to be a mass produced Age 3 Gundam. Because the Clanch actually is a mass-produced Age 2 Gundam, fun fact. But I've been working on the story, which basically just summarizes the story. Main family of Gundam Age, gone missing or dead. Then, beginning takes place on New Oven, which is a colony. Both Vegan and Federation citizens, Vegan being Martians, live on the colony in an attempt to meld the two cultures together after the war. Things are a little heated, especially with now a terrorist group known as Neo-Vegan going around attacking military bases, ships, and colonies. The Federation has acquired an Age device that has the data for the Age 1, 2, 3, and Age FX from an unknown benefactor. When the data is actually plugged in, they discover an entirely new mobile suit known as the Age 4. All the other data for the Age 1, 2, 3, and FX are locked away. They cannot access it unless, even through hacking. So they build the Age 4, where it is being housed on New Oven in secret. On its first launch, New Oven colony is attacked by Neo-Vegan. Age 4 is stolen by Faye Chaucer in order to help fight off the Neo-Vegan and save the colony. Now we're working on just kind of the details of the mobile suit. So like its equipment, its probably its height too we should include, I imagine the height, its systems, if it has any special systems, such as the age system, or like, I don't know, like a core block system. It definitely has a wear system. So, yeah, that is what we've been doing for the past 1.5 hours. Welcome to the stream, RCB. Systems. Just because it does it every time. Systems. Age system. And I'm probably just gonna copy and paste this from the wiki. From the wiki. The age system is the special OS for the Gundam engineered by the lineage of the Asano family. It researches the evolution of the living beings by analyzing the mysteries surrounding it and collects battle data to customize itself. Grows alongside the pilot and is customized and used exclusively by the pilot themselves. The only way for this system to be used and the Gundam to mobilize is by using the age device. Boom! That's one system down already, baby. That's fine. No need to apologize. Let me just fix the spacing on this, because this makes it easier for me to actually read stuff when I look back at it. Then there is the wear system. The wear system is a system. Oh. Alright. The wear systems used in Gundam Age for our... Hang on, I need to actually look at the other Gundam Age. I need to look at Gundam Age 1 for this one. Gundam Age 1. Whatever. Gundam Age 1. Alright. The arms, including the shoulder armor, and the legs of the A4 Gundam are detachable, which allows for alternate sets of limbs or wares to be attached in conjunction with the age builder. This allows the age system to dramatically change the overall performance of the unit by analyzing combat data and fabricating new wares parts adapt to new situations or enemies. Later the Alright, well good. That's basically how the age system, the wear system on the age works. So, you know, it is what it is. Any so RCB, to explain a little bit, right? Gundam Age. It's basically a retelling of the Universal Century. So like in 50 episodes, they basically managed to cram in 0079, Zeta, and Double Zeta, as well as Charles Counterattack, all into one series, basically. Which is why there's like different like Gundam ages, right? Yeah, I know, right? So it's a bit brutal, but the wear system, as well as the age, sorry, brain no worky. So basically, what this whole sequel idea is that the age 4 is going to be the unicorn of the series. You know, like it's the Gundam unicorn, I guess. Which is one reason why I actually gave it the Sub-Maxus rifle, because the Sub-Maxus rifle basically is going to be the Magnum beam rifle, the Gundam unicorn, because it's basically the size of a normal rifle, but is super strong. So I'm thinking of a custom system, right? Something similar to the new type destroyer system or the NTD, but I don't exactly want it to be like new type destroyer, I guess. Maybe it's like the X burst. What does the FX have? What does the Age FX have? I think it's called like the Age, like the X burst. Gundam Age FX. FX burst mode. Psycho follow system. Ah, okay, here's an idea. So we do have the Psycho follow system. Allows for the age system as well some mobile suits in general to keep up with X-Rounder pilot if equipped with funnels, this will allow the mobile suit and pilot to work together properly in controlling the funnels. Also, I think my sci-fi music is over. I'm just restarting it. How's that sound to you? How's that sound? I think that sounds pretty good. The Psycho follow system. Basically, it's just a system that allows the age system as well as the mobile suit itself to keep up with an X-Founder if the pilot is an X-Founder. Which, to let you know, an X-Founder is just the new type of it's the new type term for Gundam Age. Simple as that. The base is just new types. Even though I realize it does kind of sound like Charles Xavier decided to be very fancy and call mutants X-Founders. So yeah, that is my idea for the X-Founder system. What about the NTD though, right? Right? NTD? I feel like there should be like an NTD equivalent here. I don't think the X-Burst system makes sense, because the X-Burst system basically just allows it turns the suit blue, and basically I guess the X-Burst system just makes sense. But I don't necessarily want the X system. Like, so okay, the X-Burst system reads like this, right? Here's what the X-Burst system is. The it's called the FX Burst. Sorry, the HFX Special Combat Mode. It is a later addition to the suit. This mode disables the suit's limiters, maximizing the FX's mobility at the cost of the lower attack accuracy. You can wipe out a large group of Vegan forces if used well. Upon activating the FX burst mode, the Age FX turns blue, and blue-colored beam blades are emitted from ports all around the suit, including the C funnel storage points. So that doesn't really fit, right? For like an NTD equivalent. That's more just like a burst mode. Simple as that. It's burst mode. So I think we should try to come up with an NTD equivalent. Well, so let's read the NTD, right? Let's read NTD. Just for the sake of keeping our ducks in a row. Alright. Gotta go past all of the stuff. New type destroyer system, NTD. An anti-new type system developed by the Earth Federation. It works by using the psycho frame built within the mobile suit to seek out new type brainwaves. Should one be found, the NTD system activates and turns the Gundam the Unicorn Gundam from its usual Unicorn mode into its Destroy mode, improving its stats overall and allowing it to take control of the new type weaponry used by others and turn them against them. However, the system has a number of flaws. Among them is having a 5-minute usage limit, so it won't kill its pilot, and the fact that it doesn't discriminate between real new types and cyber new types. Its most iconic flaw is that because of the massive stress that the system exerts on the pilot, a new type is the best choice to control it. However, those with strong wills can overpower the system and determine when it activates. So that's the NTD system, which in a way the FX burst makes sort of sense. I mean, both of them activate when a new type is nearby, or in this case an X-Founder. Both of them improve the mobile suit's performance. I have an idea. Right? Let's kind of just fuse them together. So, POW. XD. X. Rounder. System. XRD. There we go. X-Founder Destroy System. So the X-Founder Destroy System. X. The XRD will only activate when piloted by a X. Purpose is to seek out and destroy other. Now, its purpose is to enhance the mobile suit's performance in doing all around with only of time for usage. Counter any X-Rounder systems create. It can hijack funnel or bits when activated. Yeah! Causes massive strain when used and go on for 5 minutes before the suit itself needs to touch the system down, lest there be damage on the suit itself. XR will activate whenever it senses rounder brain patterns, but can't be controlled by the pilot trained. There we go. Close enough, right? XRD. I mean, probably a little too close to NTD. But who cares? Who gives a shit? Am I right, gamer? Gamers? I know I'm right. I know my truths. Alright. Let's think. I think that's gonna be it. Basically, for the systems, right? I don't really feel a need to incorporate like a core block system or anything. Unlike the Age FX as well as the... Wait, does the Age FX have a core block? What does this core block look like? I don't even recall it having a core block. Why do you have a core block? Yeah, okay, I guess the Age FX has a core block. I don't recall it having a core block though, but who cares? Oh, there it is. That's such a weird looking core block. Why does it look like that? Hang on, I'm gonna show you one of the core blocks. It looks really weird. Let's see this core block. It's such a weird looking core block. Like, who gives a shit? I give a shit about this core block because it looks super dumb. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? Why does it look like this? Why does this even go on the mobile suit? Where does this even go? Hang on. Hang on. I need to figure out where this shit goes because it looks so... Okay, so it goes into the back, but it looks super dumb. Right? Right, look at this. What is this? Why does this exist? Yeah, it does. It looks like it's the wrong way around, right? Like I mean, I've seen they're called forward swept wings. I've seen forward swept wings before, but the general design of the mobile suit, not the mobile suit, the core fighter looks backwards. It looks backwards, right? It looks like the cockpit is put on backwards. And like compared to the other core blocks that exist, like compared to even like the Age 3 core block, right? Which is what presumably what it's based on, I assume. Like here, let me show you the Age 3 core block makes a lot more sense. Even with it being a little funky. I'm gonna get this shit out of my face because it's so ugly. I didn't even remember that the Age FX has a core block. That's how unmemorable the Age FX's core block is, honestly. But let's see here. Oh, I heard a boof. This is the Age 3's core block system, which in my opinion looks way better than the Age FX's. Right? I mean, it's very blue, but at least it actually looks like it's at least it looks like a core fighter, you know? It actually looks like a core fighter. The funny thing about this core fighter, just a slight aside, is that like there's actually, yeah, it looks like it actually works as a core fighter. So this back center part, the white part, is actually the center of the chest, and if you look at the underneath shots, you can actually see the V fin and the head of the Age 3, which I think is kind of a funny little detail. A little funny. Actually, this makes me wonder. I don't know I don't think it does, but I'm gonna double check real quick. Because the Age of X is based on the new Gundam, which makes me wonder if the new Gundam has a core block or not. I don't think it does. A new Gundam. It does not, but it does have a psychoframe cockpit. Which, I mean, presumably you knew that. Alright, so that's kind of like the age. That's like the system and stuff all squared up. As well as the equipment of the Age 4. I actually have a friend who's a mechanical designer who wants to draw the Age 4, so I'll probably post that later when they draw it. Hopefully, I really hope they draw it. Let's just do the arch, right? Because I mean it's almost my 2-hour slot. Callie's about to stop streaming, I think, assuming nothing's changed. Double checking. Let's see. Calarothama agape. Oh, 9 p.m. Okay. Never mind. We're not gonna be rating Callie then, because that's a bit too late for me. I don't want to work on this for more. For that long. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I don't think it'll be an interesting stream after a while. So let's just quickly bang out this boy, right? So equipment. This is the arch is the Age 3 is gonna be the Age 3 mass produced. Just to clarify to everybody. Arch. Sigmaxis rifle. Sigmaxis rifle. Oh. Bubble. Let me get the description for the Sigmaxis rifle from the wiki. Yeah, that's such a weird like I cannot get over that core fighter. That is such a weird core fighter. A large handheld beam cannon developed from the Diva's photon blaster cannon. Despite being a scaled down version, it can still destroy multiple vegan mobile suits. In one shot and counter enemy units beam cannon shots. When not in use, it can be stored on the back of the arch. Boom. That's one thing done. I don't think it's gonna have the Ballistia cannon, but I think that might be an option, so I'm gonna include it anyways. Ballistia cannon. Referred to as a miniature photon ring ray. The Ballistia cannon is a weapon attachment created by the Age builder for the Sig Axis rifle to dramatically increase its power and range, allowing the Gundam age, allowing the arches to take out a Vegan battleship in one shot in order for the weapon to fire a significant. Man, I messed up. Significant amount of charge time is needed. The Ballistia cannon was destroyed. I'm gonna call it the Neo Ballistia cannon. The cannon needs significant cooling time as well to prevent warping and damaging of the gun before charging can even begin. So it's a little nerfed, right? So the Neo Ballistia cannon can fire. Oops, I totally realized it was not actually the thing. The Neo Ballistia cannon is basically the same as the before, but it's a little more produced, and it won't break after one shot, but needs a lot of time to cool off before it can even start charging again. Otherwise, it will get messed up. And then I think it just has beam sabers. I think that's kind of it. Right? Beam sabers. Beam sabers. Let's see. Bing. Stored in the arches on shields. The saber can be either hand or deployed directly from the shield. One can be used as a reserve weapon, or both can be used simultaneously in a twin sword fashion. There we go. That's pretty simple. Yeah, we did it. We did it, gamers. Systems. Does it really even have a system? I mean, it has transformation, I guess. Ah. All right. Yeah, it's doing it. We're doing it well. Doing it well. Let me just fix this arch. Where's the age add, but due to a lack of core block system, or that way before battle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, maybe including transformation might be a good idea as well. the G. Albeit compared to the A transformation, it's still requires 2 pilots to properly operate. There we go. That's the arch, basically. So, with that, I think I'm actually going to call the stream here. Been a good 2 hours. I'm going to raid the Sadbot. So, buckle the heck up. We're doing Sadbot TV. And the raid message is beep boop raid. There you go, beep boop raid. That's our thing. Alright, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Make sure you gather yourself some water, some sleep, all that good jazz. And I'll talk to you all next time. Not sure if I'm going to do this again, but hey, you know what? It was an experience nonetheless. So let us go and raid.